Welcome. Trauma is my jam, and by that I mean I help you understand what's going on inside your body. Let's make sense of it together.
Addiction isn't about willpower. It is 100% about survival. And until we understand that, we're going to continue to keep asking the wrong questions. Because I assure you, nobody has ever woken up one morning and said, I hope to become an addict one day. Nobody ever dreams about losing relationships. Nobody dreams about facing severe consequences. And nobody dreams about struggling. So we need to start asking, what's actually happening? A lot of people look at addiction and ask, well, why won't the person stop? Why do they keep choosing this? Don't they see what it's doing to them? But from a trauma-informed perspective, those are often the wrong questions. Because if something keeps happening, there's a reason. It's often because it's doing something, it's serving a purpose, it's meeting a need, and it's providing some sort of relief. And when we stop asking, why won't they stop, and start asking, what is it doing for them? Well, everything begins to change. Because addiction is rarely about the substance itself. It's about what the substance or behavior does for the person. Now, I can see this very clearly when I look back on my own life. I know, grade 9. I was 13 years old, and at this point in my life, I wasn't just living in survival mode. I was living in survival mode during crisis. My nervous system was constantly activated. My PTSD was screaming on high alert. I lived with intense anxiety, fear, like panic attack fear, hypervigilance, all the things that come with PTSD, dissociation, and honestly, it was physically uncomfortable to be in my body. The anxiety wasn't just emotional. It lived in my body. It felt like I couldn't escape it. And then I discovered alcohol. And for the first time in such a long time, I found something that changed my state of being. And not permanently, and it certainly wasn't healthy, but it noticeably changed my state. Alcohol made my pain quieter. It made my body feel bearable. It helped me to stay present at a time when dissociation was one of my primary survival responses. And I'm telling you, like, I can remember walking into a class in high school, sitting down, opening my notebook, and the next thing I know, the bell is ringing, signaling that the 76-minute period is over, and I have nothing written, and I have no idea what happened during class. 76 minutes. Learned nothing, written nothing, had no idea where I had been. I simply had this ability to just disappear. But alcohol changed that for me. It helped me feel present. It helped me feel safer. It helped me walk through the halls of my high school without feeling like I was in constant danger. It helped me to socialize. It helped me to connect with people. It helped me escape the constant discomfort that was literally consuming me from the inside. And when I look back now, I can clearly see I was never chasing alcohol. In fact, I hated the taste of it. But what I was chasing was some kind of relief. And alcohol gave that to me. And that's the piece people often miss. The brain will repeat what brings relief, even when the relief comes with other consequences. Because when someone is living in survival mode, their nervous system isn't focused on thriving. It's focused on surviving. Getting through the day, getting through the next hour, getting through this feeling. And if a substance changes that, even temporarily, the brain learns, hey, this works. And it will keep reaching for it again and again. Because our nervous system automatically reaches for the things it knows that works, for the things that have provided relief before in the past, for the things that have proven themselves over time, because they feel familiar, they're predictable, and they become a trusted source to use. And this is where I think people often misunderstand recovery. They think success is measured by whether or not they stopped the substance or the behavior. But in the beginning, that shouldn't be the goal. The goal in the beginning is awareness, because awareness interrupts that autopilot. I'm triggered, I'm looking for relief, I know this helps, I do it. This happens like this, and your thinking part of your brain is not online when that's happening. But awareness, seeking awareness, interrupts that autopilot. It interrupts that automatic reach and automatic pattern. Awareness helps us understand what is happening underneath the behavior. Success is measured by, did you become aware? Did you notice the urge? Did you notice the state you were in? Did you notice what was happening inside of you? And listen, awareness doesn't have to happen before the usage or the behavior. Because even awareness after the fact is just as good as awareness before. Because again, the goal is awareness. The goal is to understand. The goal is to be like, what is it that I want this substance for right now? Oh, I'm feeling unsafe in my body. My body's looking for safety. And drinking alcohol helped me feel safe. Or after the fact, after I got hammered. Oh, why did I do that? What was going on with me? Why did I end up doing that to myself again? I was feeling scared and unsafe. And my body was seeking safety. My body was seeking relief from the fear. And that awareness is what the success is. In the beginning, we have to be focused on awareness. Because once we understand what our body is seeking by reaching for the substance or the behavior, that's when we can truly begin learning to give our nervous system what it's looking for, but in a way that is healthier to do. So the next time you catch yourself reaching for a substance, a behavior, a distraction, or a coping pattern, try to pause and ask, what am I trying to feel less of right now? No shameful question, no, not what's wrong with me, why am I such a mess? What you're asking for is, what am I trying to escape, numb, avoid, or get through? Because underneath every addictive pattern is a nervous system looking for relief. And even if we don't catch it before the behavior, see if you can catch it afterwards. Because awareness is the goal. Perfection is not. I want you to remember that recovery isn't just about removing the substance. Recovery is helping the nervous system discover other ways to create relief. And every time you have awareness, every time you pause, you have the opportunity to learn a different way to regulate, a way that's healthier, a way that's safer. And then it gives you something to choose. Because you're teaching your nervous system that there's other ways to get the relief it's seeking. But you can't do that if you don't know what your nervous system is looking for. So that's why awareness is the key and should be the goal in the beginning. And that's how change happens. And again, it doesn't happen all at once. And please, 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 if you are using guilt and shame, you need to throw that out the window. Because I promise you, it's not helping you. It is only keeping you looped in that shame cycle, which is adding more distress and more discomfort that you then start seeking to relieve yourself from. And listen, I know it's hard. I don't expect anybody, as I say this, please don't let me come off as like, it's so easy. It's not. It's not. And those of us that choose recovery, work at recovery. If you are here thinking about recovery, I assure you, you have the strength to do it. But it's not linear. It's not going to go clean and simple from, oh, I'm going to, do these steps and everything's going to be great. That's not how it works. Sorry to tell you. I want to give you hope, but I want to be honest. But just the simple fact that you're here questioning recovery tells me everything I need to know about you. That you have the strength and you already have the awareness within you because you're already aware that there's something that's not quite working that you'd like to change. Anyways, I'm honored to have you here and I thank you for being here. Okay, in closing, addiction isn't proof that someone is weak. Throw that shit out the window. Throw anybody out of your life who feels that way. They are not helpful to you in this moment. Okay, sorry. I shouldn't tell you to throw people out of your life. But perhaps create a little distance between that person and yourself. Or have some clear boundaries of, we have very different opinions about this. So we're not going to discuss it, is what you should do. Sorry. I try not to tell people what to do. Sometimes I get passionate because oftentimes, me personally, I let people into my life that don't deserve to be there. Okay, I'm going on a tangent. Anyways, so again, addiction is really proof that you found a way to survive. And so the question isn't about stopping. The question becomes, what is it that my body is looking to survive from? Because once you understand that, you can then start building other tools that can help you give the relief you're seeking in order to survive. If you want to learn more about trauma-informed healing, how the nervous system works, I encourage you to do all the things like share, subscribe, and follow along for more content. All right, I'm wishing you a very blessed day, friends.